In today's breaking story, Tom Hanks and Jennifer Aniston just dropped a brutal bomb on Donald Trump. That's right, every day Donald Trump gets more and more terrible surprises. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump is cracking down on free speech, and we should all be concerned, especially if you consider yourself an all-American patriot.
This is about as straightforward as it gets. Look, we try to not overuse this unprecedented word. This is truly unprecedented. Never before have we had a president overtly and publicly instructing his attorney general, I need you to indict my political enemies. And why this is such a big deal is what has defined DOJ, what has made DOJ over the decades and centuries, Republican, Democratic administrations alike, is a degree of independence when it comes to that prosecutorial function. And so it's incredibly dangerous if you have a president who is ordering an AG, who knows nothing about the evidence, by the way, the president, to say, go after these people, indict them, evidence be damned. That is a red line that's being crossed.
And as part of this, one U.S. attorney has been removed, another said to be being brought in. What does it do to put a new prosecutor on this?
Well, it does nothing to improve the quality of the evidence against Letitia James or any of the other people. And this is an important point. We don't know here in the public all of the evidence against Letitia James, let's say, for example. However, we do know a couple things. One, a team of career prosecutors, the people who were running this case for months, looked at it and ultimately concluded there's not a viable criminal charge here. More to the point, the now former U.S. attorney, a guy named Eric Seibert, he was against charging it. And you know how he got that job in the first place? Trump appointed him. And then finally, Todd Blanche, the deputy U.S. attorney, deputy attorney general for the United States, who used to represent Donald Trump in his criminal cases and has very much shown himself to be a Trump loyalist. He too, according to the reporting, pushed back on this and said this is not a viable criminal charge. I think we can draw a lesson from that.
Trump's admin is now facing the fallout for this blatant hypocrisy.
I want to point to something that the president said during his inaugural address. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. We will not allow that to happen. Is the president going back on his promise?
No. In fact, the president is fulfilling his promise to restore a Department of Justice that demands accountability. And it is not weaponizing the Department of Justice to demand accountability for those who weaponized the Department of Justice. And nobody knows what that looks like more than President Trump. We are not going to tolerate gaslighting from anyone in the media or from anyone on the other side who is trying to say that it's the president who is weaponizing the DOJ. It was Joe Biden.
But things just got worse. That's right, Tom Hanks and Jennifer Aniston just dropped a bomb on Trump. Take a look at today's top story. A political firestorm is colliding with the entertainment world. Tom Hanks, Jennifer Aniston, and hundreds of Hollywood's biggest names have dropped what's now being called the Kimmel bomb on President Trump. It all started last week when Jimmy Kimmel was abruptly taken off the air. The reason? Federal officials reportedly threatened ABC and its parent company with retaliation after Kimmel criticized the administration on live television. That kind of government pressure on a private broadcaster is not just alarming, it's unconstitutional, and now the backlash is exploding. In a scathing open letter organized by the ACLU, an army of actors, musicians, and creators have joined together to say, enough is enough. The letter calls Trump's move a dark moment for freedom of speech in our nation, and warns that efforts to silence entertainers today could spread to teachers, journalists, researchers, and everyday Americans tomorrow. The language is blunt. If it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. Those are the words signed by some of the most recognizable names in the country, from Meryl Streep and Robert De Niro to Bryan Cranston, Selena Gomez, and Florence Pugh. The message is clear. Regardless of politics, artists, and citizens alike, cannot allow government officials to dictate who speaks and who stays silent. This is not just about one late-night host. This is about whether the First Amendment still means something in practice, or if political leaders can bully critics into silence. And it's about whether Americans will stand together against creeping authoritarianism. So here's the reality. A sitting president leaned on a private company to punish a critic. And in response, some of the biggest cultural figures in America are uniting to push back. It's a showdown between government power and free expression, and the stakes could not be higher. The question is, will the public join them? Because as the letter reminds us, this moment is bigger than Hollywood. It's about the future of free speech in America. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.